Hello and welcome to Winter Disco Tabletop Gaming. In this video we are checking out the Games Workshop and Forgeworld pre-orders for the 19th of September 2020. The main release for this week is the Beastgrave or Warhammer Underworlds Beastgrave expansion called Arena Mortis, where you take one fighter and fight against a whole bunch of players. It's kind of cool. So let's get stuck in and have a look. First up though, before we get into that, we do have Catachan Ripper Jackson. This model was available in stores, very limited, but you can get it online, which is made to order. So it says it takes up to 180 days. We'll see how long that takes. I have actually ordered one, so it'll be interesting to see when that comes through. I don't know how long this is lasting for. I believe it was just a week. So this may not be up for pre-order much longer or purchase. I think it's very limited edition, so definitely get it. It's a cool little model, a female Catachan model, which you do have a few of them, but overall you don't get many female Imperial Guard models. So it's really nice. Base is super cool. I like it. Very jungle, very Catachan. Love it. So let's have a look at the 360. So she has a bionic leg, which really cool. I really love the design of that. Very sleek, very futuristic, but also very 80s. I do get a bit of an 80s vibe here, like Jungle Hunters, like Predator type thing. She comes with a bolt gun, I think it's a bolt gun. Yeah, bolt gun, chainsword, las pistol, and vicious glare. So you see the bolt gun there, las pistol there, and a really cool chainsword strapped into like a leather strap on her back. I really do like that. And yeah, she'll take you out. Really cool model. I really like it. So I have picked this up. So as soon as I get that, I will review it. And base-wise, lots of little pieces for the base. So you got some kind of jungle foliage there, different kinds of jungle foliage, and some weird creature on the base that she's standing on. So very nice indeed. So there we go. So it's a store anniversary miniature. So I know with my local store, I think they had like 9 or 10 copies that they hid around the store, so you actually had to go find them. I thought that was really cool. So we've got some paint jobs here already. We'll go back to that one. So yeah, it is out in the wild. You can get it, but it is available online now, which is very cool. So let's move onwards. We'll come back to that one, because what we're going to talk about is Beastgrave Arena Mortis, which is 3 to 6 players. You take one Warhammer Underworlds model, and that's what you go with. The game itself is a little bit more brutal, but your fighters do come back alive, which is really cool. And I really love the idea of that. I don't think I'll pick up a copy. I'm waiting for the next season, although I might pick it up eventually. I think it'll be around for a little while longer, although it is branded as Beastgrave, so I think it would have been better if they just branded it as Warhammer Underworlds. So you get, let's pull up and have a look. So yeah, because it's $75. So you get the rule book, some tokens, I think it's a double-sided board, I'm not 100% sure, and a whole bunch of cards, which is pretty cool. So the rules are pretty straightforward, slightly different to how you would normally play. It's a bit more aggressive of a game, which makes sense because it's like a battle royale type setup. And a few different cards in there. So yeah, it's a double-sided board. So if you are a Underworlds player, you'd have plenty of boards because there's tons of boards. Different tokens, so there's different tokens on here that will have different rules, so you can knock people into these like maws on the ground and eat them. So 20 gambit cards, 20 upgrade cards, 6 initiative cards, because it's worked out in a different way. You don't roll off, you just draw an initiative card, which is kind of cool, randomizes it. You get an updated Warden Fighter card and the Restless Dead Gambit card, because there's been a few changes to that. Some Mortis Lens tokens, double-sided wound tokens, activation, and raise tokens. So yeah, the Mortis Lens is that's how you get your points, and you get also glory points from like killing things and things like that. So it's kind of cool. I like it. I think it's an interesting rule set. I kind of wish they gave it away for free, and then you construct a deck that way, or construct the game that way, but that's fine. So what I jumped across from before was this $200 starter collection, which includes Beastgrave and Arena Mortis. You don't get any discount there. It's just an easy way. Single click instead of having to buy 2. So if you don't have Beastgrave, you can get it this way, and you're not saving money. You're just saving the time of ordering the two different things and you get them at the same time. So nothing spectacular there. So Arena Mortis is 75 and then Beast Grape is 125. These are Australian prices. It should equal the same amount in other regions, so you shouldn't be getting a discount, but who knows, you might get a discount there. Next up, we don't have many more models, or any models at all, from Games Workshop. We do have some from Forgeworld, which we'll go look into, but we have the Quest for the Ringbearer, which is a new rule book for Middle-earth strategy battle game. 28 scenarios, rules for creating a fellowship, and you can expand your armies with some more bits and pieces. So let's have a look at the contents. So a whole bunch of scenarios, different armies, legendary legions, and then the fantasy fellowship. And a Weathertop Masterclass, don't quite know what that is. So if you are into fantasy battles, or Middle-earth fantasy battles, or whatever it's called, it's probably a good book to pick up. Bit more to do, 84 pages, anything else in there. So it's 128 pages. So narrative scenarios. So it's very much based around the Lord of the Rings itself and the quest for destroying the ring that Frodo took. Did you know I'm named after one of the characters from Lord of the Rings? There you go, named after Samwise. Fun fact there. And it goes through a whole bunch of different stuff, a whole bunch of extra rules and everything that you need to play this kind of linked campaign, which is kind of cool. I like the fact that it's 28 scenario campaign. I've never followed through a full campaign, and to my mind, 28 scenarios is pretty big. I don't think that there would be something else like that. What I would love to see is a single player version of this. I think that would be super cool, but I don't think that's going to happen. You could probably mess around with it and mix it in with other rules from like Frostgrave. They have, what's it called? Ranges of something. It's by the guy that made Frostgrave. Ranges of, I don't know what it is, but it's a single player where you play, it's like PvE. So I want to get some PvE games. I love those kind of games. So it's $84. I'm kind of rambling already. We also have the Imperial Intrimans. So I'm still on some medication. As you know, if you've been paying attention to the channel, I'd been in hospital for a little bit. So I'm still on some medication and painkillers and a whole bunch of stuff. So I'm not quite there. So I'm kind of rambling at some points and not getting my words right. So this book is an uplifting primer, which includes the benedictions of the Emperor, an inspirational source, and uplifting creeds for all infantrymen. I love this book. I think it's really cool. So you have a chart of punishment procedure. I think this is really cute for a bit of fun because just how ridiculous it is. So we have different prayers and full of extra stuff. I really like the idea. So that is $45. So it's a paperback. It is, how many pages is it? I don't know how many pages, it doesn't say. Yeah, it doesn't say. I think it's kind of cool though. I think it's cute. So it just sort of shows you how crazy the world is. It probably has a lot of stuff from Regimental Standard, I think, which is a series of articles on the Warhammer community website. It's very tongue-in-cheek, very humorous look at being a guardsman and sort of official documentation and instruction that the guardsmen get. I think that's really cool. So $45 for a bit of a cheeky read. I think that's good. We also have Fury of Magnus, limited edition, $90, which is very nice. So this is a Siege of Terra novella, only 2,500 copies. It's leather bound, looks very nice and spangly. Oops, let's actually have a look at some of the pages. So we get some nice art inside, gold leaf edges, some color pages in there. It's signed, very nice. Yeah, it's really cool. I mean, if you are a collector of these things, you're going to pick it up. If not, you can get a normal version of it for like probably like $20, $30 these days. But there we have that. And the rest we have a bunch of books. So I'm just going to run through these. So we have The Last Chances, Armageddon Saint. This is a $20 paperback from Gav Thorpe. We have Uprising, a Necromunda anthology, another $20 paperback. So if you love your Necromunda short stories, get on that one. Then we have Vulcan Lives, book 26 of the Horus Heresy. So this is hardback, it's $45. And I think some of these are print on demand, is that right? Yeah, it's print on demand. They're re-releasing a lot of books, hardback books, just print on demand, which is kind of cool. So you can pick that one up. Also have Vengeful Spirit, which is book 29. Again, this is print on demand. It's only available for 2 weeks, so once it's gone, it's gone. We also have the Unremembered Empire, book 27. A print on demand one with the iconic art of Gilliman trying to get Sanguinius to be awesome. And you just get the absolute scale of how big these guys are. So these guys would be normal humans. If you can see my mouse on screen, a Space Marine probably would be up to the lower rib cage of a Primarch, and then ridiculous. Like, these guys are huge. So it gives you an absolute sense of scale there. $45 for that one. Then we have The Damnation of Pythos, book 30 in Horus Heresy. Again, on demand for 2 weeks. Some cool art on the front with some crazy kind of dinosaur lizard things. Very weird. And finally, we have Scars, which is book 28, or the Horus Heresy, featuring the Khan, by the looks of it. I don't particularly know all the books, so it's very cool. But the Khan is probably one of my favorite characters, particularly in the Siege of Terror. He seems to be the most, I want to say the most rational, which seems very confusing, because you would think that Gilliman is the most rational from a philosophical perspective of rationalism, things like that. But to me, the Khan is like, he will call you out on stuff that's wrong or he thinks is incorrect, and just go and kick some butt. So there you go. Next up, we have Forgeworld. So we have some hired guns and another model there. And really, I'm really thinking I'm just going to buy a whole bunch of models here. So first of all, we have the Scrutinator Primus Sevalin, or Sevalin, depends how you want to pronounce it. So this is a lore keeper with a bionic doggo. Not as cool as the other robo doggos that have robotic attachments and bionics, but a robo doggo all the less. This is actually a really cool model. I love the pose. Very good flowing cloak that goes around. Yeah, very cool. I love the helmet there as well, the eye lenses and the top of the helmet. It reminds me very much of, I can't remember the character's name from Blade Runner 2049, whatever year it is, 2049, 2047? I think it's 2049, with that hairstyle, that fringe and the ponytail at the back. I cannot remember their name, but my memory for things are pretty bad. So we have the Robo Doggy. Again, pretty cool model. I like it. It is a bit weird. It only has one eye, like basically has no eyes from that angle. But yeah, kind of weird, but kind of cool and funky in the same way. So we get some close-ups here of all the different models, some really cool stuff. And it is in resin. I've never done any resin models before, so if I pick this one up, it'll be interesting to do. So there are the two, the open face, the unmasked face, and then the half-masked face, which is pretty cool. I like it. So that's 44 Australian, which is pretty good, I think, for two models. I think that's actually a pretty good price. And then we have some of the hanger-ons for Necromunda, which is the Rogue Doc and the Gang Lookout. $48. And to be honest, these models could pretty much go in any kind of sci-fi setting. Really, doesn't have to be Necromunda. I think that's really cool. And they do actually come with rules as well, which you can get in, I can't remember which books, it'd be House of Iron, House of Blades, and the Book of Judgment, I believe. Yeah, so she has a really cool bionic arm. So that's really nice. So you can get some extra bits from there. Cool head, cool face mask, very on point for the moment. I just went for a little walk outside and we wear some surgical masks and face masks. So, kind of weird, but kind of weird hand on the suit, but it is part of that suit, which is fine. And also the Lookout, which is really cool. I love how the range of Necromunda is really expanding into these other models. I think that's really cool. And you get like this really cool backpack that's been shattered, so the screen probably doesn't even work properly, going down to like this walkie-talkie type setup. Very cool. Very simple model. Very, very nice. So that we have them in resin. It looks like it's the legs are one part, then the body ties in, and then probably the head and the arms are separate. Maybe the backpack too. I don't know how this one sets up. Definitely the head is separate, the backpack probably separate too. I don't know. It could be a single body type thing. Not sure exactly. There we go. Okay, you can easily see that arm is separate, the head's separate, and that body slides in there. Cool, I like it. I love that. smash screen there. I think that's really cool. Just a little touch, not necessary. A little touch. You could even go further and like chip the edges and cut out some of these little buttons. I think that'd be cool. So there we go. Very nice. So those ones are 48. Yeah, not a lot of releases model-wise, but we have talked for 15 minutes. So, you know, a lot to talk about. So a lot of books that you can get in hardback. So remember, that's a 2-week pre-order period. And then once it's gone because it's made to order. But yeah, I do love the extra little Necromunda models. And if you go to the Forgeworld website and look under the Necromunda range, there's actually a lot there. And I may do a video specifically on that, but they're releasing more models all the time for it. So there's extra little things like just really cool models that are just interesting in their own right and good, not just for playing, but for their own painting projects and things like that. So yeah, there we go. That's it. If you do enjoy these videos, definitely subscribe and hit that bell notification so you get the notification. We also have a Facebook page where I post all the videos, and that is on Facebook under the name Winter Disco Tabletop Gaming, all one word. And tell me in the comments below what model or release is your favorite for this one. I'm undecided between the two Necromunda models. I think the Scrutinator is pretty cool. I think that's just a really cool model in its own right. But I do love these two here. I think they're cool. All right, that's it. I'm getting out of here. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.